Good morning, children. Let's go ahead with the story, The Enemy. Now, the main character is Dr. Sadao. He's a doctor and a soldier who is his enemy is washed ashore. The soldier is American, the doctor is Japanese. Now he is washed ashore and the doctor comes across this soldier who is on the seashore lying there bleeding. He packs his wound with the sea moss, and that sea moss which was stewed, what does stewed mean? That was sprayed or scattered over the beach. And the man was moaning with pain. It was quite painful. The gunshot, the injury that he had, that was quite painful, and in his stupor, he was unconscious. And in his stupor, the condition where he would not realize what was happening around, in that condition he was there, condition of unconsciousness, but he did not awaken. So he was moaning with pain, he was crying with pain. And here what he had done, he had packed the wound with the sea moss. The best thing that we could do would be to put him back in the sea. See, now here Sadao thinks that it's better put him back in the sea. If he survives, fine. If he doesn't survive, then also fine. Because they are in dilemma. What is the dilemma? If they give shelter to him, if they harbor him, then what's going to happen? They will be killed. If they hand him over to the police, what will happen? He will be killed. Now what is to be done? That is what is the problem for him. And that's why they think, why not put back there in the sea itself? Yes, undoubtedly that would be best. And Hana agrees to the suggestion of Sadao. But she continued to stay down at the motionless man. If we sheltered a white man, we should be arrested. So if we give shelter to this American, what will happen? They will be arrested. If we turn him over as a prisoner, definitely he will die because he is an enemy. They would not spare him. And therefore Hannah says the kindest thing would be to put him back into the sea. So both of them, they agree to each other's viewpoint and they feel that it's better to throw him there into the sea itself. But neither of them moved because they were very compassionate, they were very kind people. Both of them were doctors. So both of them were not feeling like though they had expressed that they should put him back into the sea. And then Sadao says, what Sadao says there? Now here when Hana says the kindest thing would be put him back into the sea, Sadao replies, there's something about him that looks American. He appears to be American. And remember here, before that they were staring what? With a curious repulsion, there was a kind of dislike to this inert figure, inert, motionless figure. To this man whom they were looking at, they felt, he's American. And then they looked at his cap, that was a battered cap, it was a torn cap, and there it was faint lettering there, so it was faded. And what was there written? A sailor from an American warship. That's what they find out. How do they find out? Because what was written there on the cap? US Navy. And from that they come to know that he is a sailor, a prisoner of war. So this man was American who was a prisoner of war. So the cap which he was wearing, probably he was tortured a lot. It was all torn. He has escaped and that's why he is wounded. So while escaping, he has been shot, and that is the reason why he has been wounded or injured. Now they are hesitating to throw him into the sea because they know that if they throw him into the sea, a person who is unconscious, he would definitely die. If they hand him over to the police, definitely he would be killed. And if they shelter, they would be killed. So they are in dilemma. Then Hannah said with resolution, so with determination, she says, are we able to put him back into the sea? Can we really put him back into the sea? If I am able, are you? Okay, if I do that, then will you? No. But if you can do it alone, Sadao hesitated. The strange thing is that if the man were whole, I could turn him over to the police without difficulty. If you would have been alright, if you would not have been injured, the man would have been whole. If you would have been a normal person, then definitely I would have handed him over to the police. I don't bother because he's an enemy. All Americans are enemy. He's only a common fellow. You see how foolish his face. But since he's wounded, since he's a patient, he's wounded. And that is the reason why I don't want to put him into the sea. I don't want to hand over to the police. You also cannot throw him back to the sea. Hannah understands. There's only one thing to do. We must carry him into the house. So she says, there's only one way out. And that is, let's take him to the house. Let's treat him. But the servants Sadao inquired. So they are in dilemma. It's not that both of them, they agree to each other. If we take him to the house, what is going to happen? The servants would question us. Then, so they don't know what is to be done. So they are caught in a predicament. They are caught in a difficult situation. And as a doctor, it's his duty to take care of the patient. But the patient who is there, he is his enemy. Should he really save him? That is a question. We must simply tell them that we intend to give him to the police. And what we should tell the servants? That we have tell them that our intention is to hand him over to the police. We must think of the children and your portion. See, think of the children. If we are killed, what will happen to the children? Who will take care of the children? What will the portion in the society? It would endanger all of us if we did not give this man over as a prisoner of war. So only one way out is hand him over to the police. Certainly. I would not think of doing anything else. I am also thinking about that only and nothing else. What we'll do? We'll just hand him over to the police. So they are planning to hand him over to the police. So that is what they feel. But they feel that the best option would have been to put it into the sea. But they feel they cannot do that. Now that's why they disagree with each other. Certainly I would not think of doing anything else. Thus agreed, together they lifted the man. So together they lift this man. He was very light, like a fowl that had been half starved for a long time until it is only feathers and skeleton. So like a hen that had been starved for a long time. And ultimately what is there? There is no flesh, but only feathers and skeleton. Just like that hen or cock, it is just like that, as if it has starved. So this man was starved. So he did not have food for a long time. So his arms hanging, they carried him up the steps. So what do? They carry him up to the steps. So they are taking him to their house. So his arms hanging. Okay. So they are taking him to the house. This door opened into passage, and down the passage they carried the man towards an empty bedroom. It had been the bedroom of Sadao's father. So they think over it, rather than throwing him into the sea, it's a better let him be taken where? To their house itself. And they take him to their house. They take him to the bedroom of Sadao's father. And since his death, it had not been used. So they felt that it has not been used. So they have taken him there. And remember, he is unconscious. Since his death, it had not been used. They laid the man on the deeply matted floor. Everything here had been Japanese. So here they tell about Sadao's father was a very traditional man, was very proud being Japanese, and everything whatever he kept, they were all Japanese things. Who would never in his own home sit on a chair or sleep in a foreign bed. So he hated all foreign things. And he always liked whatever is Japanese. So here the writer is describing the room. So whatever that were there inside, that were all those things Japanese, because Sadao's father disliked foreign things. So Hana went to the cupboard in the wall and took a soft quilt. So she removes that quilt. So she can cover him with that quilt. She resisted putting it on the injured man. She was a bit reluctant, but ultimately what she has done, she has put. So here, Anna went to the wall cupboard, and what she has done, she has removed that quilt. She hesitated. The quilt was covered with flowered silk, and the lining was pure white silk. And in distress, she says, what does she say? She says, he's so dirty. He's very dirty. Sadao said that the man had to be washed. So he's very dirty, he had better be washed. So that is what his suggestion. If you will fetch hot water, I'll wash him. And if you will fetch hot water, if you get the hot water, I'll wash him. I cannot bear for you to touch him. We shall have to tell the servants he's there. So don't wash. I will tell the servants, I will tell Yumi now. She can leave the children for a few minutes and she can wash him. So here she feels that she can tell Yumi and Yumi will wash. But does Yumi do that? He will die unless he is operated on. Only one way out is he has to be operated. The question is whether he will not die anyway. And now Hana cries out in fear, don't try to save him. So she says, don't save him. What if he should live? What if he should live? Die? Now see, both of them, they are arguing now. Now Hana doesn't want him to survive. Now Sadao is thinking as a doctor, what is his duty? So he is in dilemma. They really don't know what is to be done. So Sadao here comments, if the man was not operated, if they don't operate upon him, he will definitely die. And then immediately she says, Anna says, don't try to save him. Don't go for any surgery. So what if he should die? Sadao replied. He stood gazing down on the motionless man. He is thinking about this man who is his patient now. Should we not take care of him? This man must have extraordinary vitality. He was shot. He was badly injured. He had a lot of energy, vitality, had a lot of energy, or he would have been dead by now, because he was bleeding profusely for a long time. But then he was very young, perhaps not at 25. So here he is a very young man, a man very energetic. Will die from the operation? Yes. So he may die during the operation also. So that Hana considered this doubtfully. And when she did not answer, Sadao turned away. And Sadao goes away there. At any rate, something must be done. So she was just pondering, Hana was pondering about the possibility. So what is to be done? And here they were thinking over that. At any rate, something must be done. That's what Sadao says. And first he must be washed. He went quickly. So he leaves. So something has to be done with the injured man, irrespective of the result. If he dies, fine. The first thing what we have to do is we have to wash him. That's what he says. As he walked out of the room, Hannah followed him. She did not want to remain in the room when he was all alone there with this white-skinned man. Since she had left America, he was the first white man whom she had come across. She had no contact with the Americans whom she had met, as they were her enemies. This injured man was also an enemy. And he was a threat to them. He was a menace. He was a danger to them, whether living or dead. Now she turned to the nursery and then she called Yumi. So she calls Yumi, the servant she calls. She has gone to the children's room, nursery. She has gone to the room where these young children are there. She has gone to that room and she calls out Yumi. But the children heard her voice and she had to go in a far moment and smile at them. So these are all babies, small children, play with the baby boy, now nearly 3 months old. Oh, the baby's soft black hair, she motioned with her mouth. Yumi, come with me. I'll put the baby to bed, Yumi replied. He's ready. She went with Yumi into the bedroom next to the nursery. And who is there in the bedroom? This injured man, American, is there in the bedroom and stood with the boy in her arms while Yumi spread the sleeping quilts on the floor and laid the baby between them. Then Hannah led the way quickly and softly to the kitchen. The two servants were frightened at what their master had just told them. Now these two servants were very much scared when they came to know that their master had given shelter to their enemy, the American, the old gardener. So now let's see the kind of resistance by these workers, or by these servants, who was also a house servant, pulled a few hairs on his upper lip. The master ought not to heal the wound of this white man. The master should not do that. He said bluntly to Hannah, he said very roughly to Hannah, the white man ought to die. He must die. First he was shot. See how superstitious he is. Now let's see his superstition. First he was shot. God wants that to be dead. The sea caught him, wounded him with the rocks. So spiky rocks. So he was badly injured because of the rocks. If the master heals what the gun did and what the sea did, they will take revenge on us. The sea will take the revenge. The gun will take the revenge. The destiny will take the revenge. Is the fate to die? He should die. I will tell him what you say. Hannah replied courteously. So with courtesy, she says, I will tell. Will not try to save. But herself, she was also frightened. She was also scared. Although she was not superstitious as the old man was. So we can see here lot of resistance from all those servants who were there in the house. Thank you. We'll stop with this and we'll continue the story next day. Goodbye.